Еве сме во уште едно издание на Verbalium, знам дека со нетрпение очекувавте оние кои што сакаат да бидат наши спонзори или поддржувачи на Verbalium, знам дека и сигурен сум дека тоа ќе го направат наскоро и ќе пристигнат во просториите на Verbalium во ова наше скромно студио и ќе не поддржат, ќе ги има во неограничен број, ќе ги имаме 10 на 20, нема да можеме да постигнеме и така натаму Verbalium е производ кој што и проект кој што расте од ден на ден, драго ни што не следите, ќе ги замолам сите кои што не следат и кои што не гледаат и во моментов, бога ми го проверили нашиот YouTube канал, Twitter, што имаме друго, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, да го направат тоа час поскоро, да не заследат и ве молам за еден лайк, subscribe, share и сето она што вообичаено оние популарни јутјубери го кажуваат во нивните видеа. Јас сум далеко од популарен јутјубер, но се трудиме да видиме тоа еден ден. Ова е најновото издание на Verbalium, бираме тема, бирај тема е мотото на Verbalium и тука имаме еден екстра интересен гостин, се работи за човекот кој што некои го знаат како Димитрис или попознат како Димитрис Цапас. Ќе го правиме интервјуто на англиски, ама можеме ксереме ли го ели ники. Орео, и паме по ципоро, лиго грик салат, мета, таласа.
Не. Сувлаки ќе
Така што ќе правиме микс од неколку јазици, се надам дека ќе не, сигурен сум дека сите знаете добро англиски, дека ќе не проследите фино и на англиски. И да започнеме. Let's start, Dzimis. How are you?
Fantastic.
First time in Skopje, in Macedonia.
First time in Macedonia, first time in Skopje.
First time on the north.
The north, the symbolic north.
Yeah, the north.
The strange country in the north of Greece. This is like Mordor, you know, it's up there in the north. You cannot say the name, it's forbidden. I am not like this. For me, I am in Skopje, I'm in Macedonia, and it's an honor for me to be here. As a Greek, it's an honor.
Yeah, but you said we had an informal, out of record conversation that you had reactions from the Greek fans and audience, and I can understand it.
Unfortunately, I'm taking off my glasses out of respect for the audience. Unfortunately, but you know, this type of fanatism, you find it everywhere. There are haters. Thank God it's a very small percentage, but yes, of course, they insulted me. Dzimis, traitor, I don't know what, you're still there. I say, you are still there. But it's very easy with the social media because you don't have to maintain a conversation. Directly you block them. So if your IQ is the IQ of a plant, I don't want to know.
If you're in a restaurant, it's a little bit more difficult because
yes.
you have to stand up and blah blah, maybe go into
there it's more difficult. But I don't accept fanatism in any of its forms, whether it's Greeks, Macedonians, or Palestinians, or Israelis, or Spanish. I don't accept fanatism because fanatism is the cancer of humanity.
Even though the patriotism can go in a wrong way sometimes.
Yes.
Many of the people.
Patriotism is nice. For example, here, I've been here 3 days, and I've had many conversations with many Macedonians. And I think a lot more Greeks should come here because you see the dignity. So patriotism, for me, normally I always make jokes, but sometimes I speak seriously. Not seriously from Syria, seriously from not laughing. To me, my vision of patriotism, when it comes from the basis of dignity for your identity, no? It's beautiful. So what you cannot do is say, no, we Greeks, we have dignity, we have patriotism, but the Macedonians cannot have dignity. It doesn't go like this. They have the right, because they have children, because they have parents, because they have grandparents. And these people who are here in Macedonia, no, Malaka, Jimmy, not Macedonia. In Macedonia, they have been here for generations and generations and generations. So what you cannot do is kill, destroy, offend the dignity. In any country, whether it's Greece, Macedonia, Palestine, Israel, any country, what you cannot do is this, which is what the Americans did in Iraq. We go in for the freedom in our country. What freedom,
They mess up and they go out.
They fuck up like they always do, and they leave. And they leave the bordello there. They did the same thing in Vietnam. They did the same thing in Afghanistan. They have a talent. And they go and they hit the dignity of the people. You cannot do this. You cannot, because people react. And it's natural that people react. And I think the situation between our countries, there was there was a historical dignity there, pride, but to be honest, it was artificially fueled for internal political interests of parties contradicting, no? And I tell you what I finished, what I started saying, because I am a little bit dyslexic when I think. I've been with people that you know, actors and producers and comedians, and you feel the dignity. And I felt also sadness, because I only heard good things about Greeks. They really love Greece, and they always go to Greece on holidays, and they love Greeks.
We helped a lot Greek economy during the crisis days, because mostly, you know, we're the people that for most of the time we're saying we don't have money, the payments are low. But like you said yesterday on your show, инаку за оние кои што не знаат, Dzimis е стендап комичар или комичар или сатиричар кој што посетете го неговиот канал и заследете го, е навистина фантастичен. And like you said, when you don't have money, it's like a bankrupt problem, economy problem, but everybody is buzukia inside the restaurants. It's the same thing in here. Everybody is complaining we don't have money, but for the cafe, for the restaurant, for having tapas and meze and stuff, we have enough money. We have enough money all the time. So you talked about it. So it's the same thing in here. Like we don't have money, but we go on holiday in Toroni, I don't know, Chanioti, in Halkidiki. We spend all the money we have there, and we help the Greek economy.
A lot.
Recovering.
A lot. I think the Balkans, we are magicians with money. So we don't have money to pay the taxes, you don't have money to do this, to the other, but you will have the BMW, you will have the Mercedes, you will go on holidays, you will have the last iPhone, but you don't have money.
Even though we live in an apartment like 20 square meters.
20 square meters, but I have the iPhone 13.
Mercedes, yeah.
This is a Balkanic mentality, which there is something romantic about it. The Greeks, when we had this terrible situation, they destroyed our country, And then what happened with the German and French banks? Still, there was money to be happy, to do the, pareada. And there is another country like this with an incredible sense of humor, and they've been fucked by the Americans since 1963. It's Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
Cuba has had a commercial blocus since 1963, 60 years.
Yeah.
59 years. You're isolated from the world. By who? By the Americans. Why? Because there was the situation, the 61.
Fidel is out, he's gone, but
it's finished. Ramon is out as well, his brother, it's finished. But something that happened in 1961 between Khrushchev, Fidel and Kennedy, 59 years ago, you still choke, asphyxiate the country. You, the big American, eagle, Uncle Sam, and Cuba is like a small boat in the middle of the water. Where is the threat? Where is the problem? Who is going to come? The communist? Why?
It's all gone. I mean, the nuclear threat, and
it doesn't exist.
It's now in Europe.
Yeah,
near us.
Near us. And let's see what happens in Moldavia.
Yeah.
Or Belarus. Belarus with Lukashenko or Daxi. Okay. He's the dog of Vladimir the genius.
Many times you're talking about this Russian, Ukrainian, Putin.
I know the situation well.
How do you think we'll come out of this? Because we just talked outside about it. We're getting sanctions to Russians, sanctions, and on the other hand, here in Macedonia, the prices are getting up. The people are getting into another crisis, economic one, and nothing good is happening.
It's what we talked outside. Right now, I think what is happening when you have a tsunami, before the wave of the tsunami, the shock wave arrives, the water goes away. Right now, the water is going away. The shock wave will arrive maybe next month.
In September, maybe.
It's going to come. So, here, in Macedonia, overnight, so in 24 hours, the gas goes up 20%. 20%. Bread goes up 40%. Why, παιδιά? No, because the war on Ukraine. We don't have oil. Vladimir has the oil, so he's becoming richer and he has the war for free. But the Americans also, because they are oil producers. So it's like the poor countries, especially people like us in the Balkans, and other poor countries. You have Malta, you have Portugal, no, now Portugal. Boo. Those of us who do not possess natural resources, we will always be fucked. Always.
But we're in NATO. So this was the main point of all the governments we had. We're getting inside of NATO and we'll live like gods after that. And nothing's happening.
But they put us in NATO, but you have the club, the 5-star hotel of NATO, but we are at the reception. We the Balkans, we stay at the reception.
Like when you go to a hotel and you have one more building and the agency says you will stay there. You know, it's like the same, but it's not the same.
We are there with the valet, with the car.
Yeah,
you're in NATO, but you stay outside. Yeah, but I am in NATO. Yeah, but stay outside in the parking. And the situation that happened in Russia, I didn't, look, you can say I'm a historian, I'm an analyst of geopolitics in certain regions of the world, mainly Middle East. I know the situation in Belarus very, very well. I've been to Minsk many times. I know the government in exile who are in Poland and in Lithuania. It's normal that Putin reacted like this. It's normal. Is he right? I don't know if he's right or he's not right. But look what happened in '61 in Cuba. So do you honestly think that by Putin over there, NATO platforms, Putin was going to say, yeah, no problem. Hell, amore, bring the missiles. You are not going to say anything. So it's like they provoked him. He overreacted. There was no need for all these thousands of deaths.
And how do you call it in your video? Denazification?
Denazify. So he comes up with this genius idea, to try the propaganda. We are going in to denazify. Denazify who? No, over there in Ukraine. Malaga, the president is Jewish.
Many people don't know here that Zelensky is actually
Zelensky is Jewish.
Yeah, he's a Jew.
So you're going to denazify a Jewish. Malaga, you're a fucking genius. So this is like saying, I don't know what the example to give you. The Iranian nuclear program is going to open a job recruitment office in Tel Aviv. This is crazy like this. Denazify.
No, yeah.
And then he comes up with this euphemism, which is very funny. It's a variant. No, it's not a war. No, it's a war. Man. Like, people are dying. You're bombarding every day. No, it's a special military operation. So it's not a war. No. But people, why do they die? They die because they're sick, the COVID, Batmanagis. Here, Malaga.
For those who don't know, Batmanagis are actually... Batmanagis е практично лиљаците кои што првпат се однесени во Кина, меѓутоа се однесени од Грција. Значи, the Greeks actually brought the Batmanagis, the bed birds to China to solve the tourism problem in Greece. I don't know if you know this.
It was a special intelligence operation from the Greek intelligence, which is an oxymoron, because when you say intelligence, Greek intelligence, like the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. I think it's the Central Idiot Agency, because they always fuck up. I don't know why, the CIA always fuck up. Look at Afghanistan. So we had to save tourism in Greece. So how do we save tourism in Greece? We had to bring everybody to Greece. How do we bring everybody to Greece? We close the rest of the countries that were competition, for example, Turkey, Croatia, Serbia. No, we have to close everybody. So we took my cousin, Yorgos, has birds in Crete. So I called him, Yorgo, what can we do to help our country? Because now the problem with Macedonia is finished, so we have a new problem. No, we had the crisis with Merkel. So how do we do this? Say, look, Chinese, they eat everything. Grasshopper, they eat. Cockroach, they eat. Worms, they eat everything. If you go to a Chinese market, it's like a mega bordello of animals. It's like being in a zoo and you try the animals and you eat them. So we are going to send them a bat. A bat, he has a very old bat, which was almost dying, and he called him Batmanakis, because he's from Crete. He was his favorite bird. So we sent the Batman. We sent the Batmanakis to China, and of course the Chinese ate it. 2-3 weeks later, the COVID started, which is the Batmanakis 19. So our intelligence agency, we did a perfect program. We closed the world. But since we are Greek, we only thought of this step, because the next step was that we closed Greece as well. So we had to find a solution.
The operation failed.
The operation failed totally. This was the funny part, but I am very happy that our new Prime Minister, Kyriakos Mitsotakis, Kerry for the French, Kerry. Nobody believed in him at first, and he's doing a fantastic job. So,
About what?
Greece,
Tourism.
yeah, Greece is slowly getting back on its feet after, since 2008, 14 years of absolute economical and social catastrophe. Bear in mind that for 4 years, I think there were 14 or 16,000 suicides in 4 years. You can imagine how many suicides a day.
Many people also imprisoned and stuff like this, imprisoned because of the taxes and the loans they had and blah blah. I have friends in Larissa. Big hi to Andrea, Stelio, Yorgo, and everybody there, Tina. And they were talking about these problems a lot. And Andrea used to say to me, Petro, he's calling me Petro. Petro, when we became European championships, European champions. In 2004, it was what it was actually. Yeah, 2004, I think, the football European champions. After that, everything went down. So this was the last period where Greece was like doing. I mean, we're used to it because we're in a crisis for 30 years after Yugoslavia. So we here in Macedonia, we know how it is. For Greece, it was a really difficult period. How it is now? Is it getting out of it?
It's getting out of it.
Even though you're not living in Greece, you're moving.
No, yes. I live in Spain, but I have my family in Greece and everything. But I think this traumatic, which was it was like a war without bombs, but the economical and social impact and shock, trauma for 2 generations, it was like a war without bombs, but a war. The same catastrophe. But there is always something positive. Not positive, COVID positive, positive, real positive. Yeah. The new generation of millennials, of Greeks, young Greeks who are the future of our country, they have a different mentality now. They're really hardworking. They know that we have to pay taxes, unfortunately, a lot, because we have to give money back to the German and French banks. And to the International Monetary Fund, okay? But imagine that these children who were born in 2000, they have gone through 2 wars without bombs, but it was the 2008 war and the COVID war. So, they saw their country constantly in absolute catastrophe. And it created a new type of patriotism. Love for Greece, but really, guys, we have to help our country. We're going to work hard. We're going to start paying our taxes. We are fucked. Yes, we make only. In Greece, it's the same, 400 euros a month. How can you survive with this, Malaka? How can you survive with this? Here, it's the same situation.
It's worse than that.
But I feel, Greece is going up a lot. It's in fashion. In summer, why? In summer, it's always in fashion. But many investors are coming. This Prime Minister is being very well, managed, or counselors, or I don't know what. A lot of Greeks from the States are coming back to Greece. There is new investment with tax exemption, because if you
Where are they coming from? The
look, most of them are the usual. The States, Canada, I don't know what, Germany, Australia.
We used to read a lot about China taking the port in Thessaloniki, China buying the airport there, trains. China buying this, Russians taking this, the beaches, blah, blah, blah.
It happened.
Some islands selling, I don't know, stuff like this.
Islands, it's a little bit more complicated, the thing. The authorization, it's not like you have in the Caribbean.
But there was some news, I don't know if they were false or not, but like some small islands.
True, it's true.
Some Russian tycoon bought it, like blah blah.
Yeah, this is another conversation we can have later with the oligarchs. This is madness. Greeks from outside, the usual, the Greek diaspora. There is a Greek diaspora. The Greek diaspora, because we are a country that, we always had immigrants, because we are a poor country, or we were. There is always an elite. Like in many of countries like ours, you have the elite, but the elite is 5% or 3%. Yeah. The rest of us, the normal people, the children of God or Allah or whoever you want, Abraham or Buddha, whoever you want, because religion is not really, I'm not very good friend of religion. The rest of us, we don't have that. People with money will always have money. And when there is a crisis, the millionaires become billionaires and the rich become millionaires.
Like
and
in the COVID crisis, the
same.
Bill Gates and company
Yeah,
became even
and the
more rich,
poor
getting
become
billions.
more poor. And the middle class disappears. If you don't have to be an economist or a nuclear scientist to know that if in a society there is no middle class, you're going directly to a problem. Collision course. Small elite of extremely rich and the basis with problems. A country doesn't survive on
maybe some small percentage of middle class. I mean,
yeah,
I'm
but
talking about Macedonia.
the pyramid is like this, and it's become like this, but the middle is like a woman, and it takes generations.
Mm-hmm.
We are not the Germans, because the Germans were paying the unification of East and West Germany until a few years ago, and they paid. But the Germans are Germans. They're like tack, tack, tack. It's like Lego. It's like Transformers.
Fixing everything.
These guys are like the Transformers. They say we have to do it, we do it. And they went through. If the situation of West and East Germany would have happened to Greece or to Macedonia or to Serbia or to Montenegro or Croatia, it would have taken 250 years. But the Germans are Germans.
What about, there is a band from Thessaloniki called Bailca, maybe you've heard about them.
No.
They have a song called United States of Balkans, USB. What do you think about that kind of idea? I was always promoting this idea of United States of Balkans because I don't believe really, I mean, it's not only, it's a public opinion, I think right here that actually EU is maybe not the best idea. And this getting inside this whole Western kind of organizations, because the people are having idea we're not getting anything out of that because nothing is happening actually.
It's funny you should mention it because there is one of the videos there.
There is not many, collaborations between the governments and cultural. I mean, you're the first stand-up Greek comedian coming to Skopje. There was only one band, Selim and Bruce. They were from Athens, playing in Skopje for the last 5 years, or something like this. Nothing is happening. No exchange, no collaboration, no.
Omre, I hope I opened a small window, and I hope that with time I will continue coming. This small window will become a bigger window. The bigger window will become a small door, and you start exchange because at the end the collaboration is between the people. The countries can say, no, we have bilateral commercial relationships and bilateral diplomacy. Yeah, bullshit. At the end of the day, it's the people. Like, for example, in Turkey. No, Greece and Turkey always. The Turks want to invade us. The Turks say, these fucking Greeks, they are hysterical. But this is in between the governments. The people in summer from Marmara, from Smyrni and the Greek islands, they work together. They have the Golet, they call it the Golet, and we have the Kaiki. And we exchange tourists and we help each other. This happens.
In Kusadasi, the English tourists go to, which was the first island, Greek island.
Yeah, but they help each other. Because what the Golet doesn't have, look, I am full, I don't have space. He calls his friend Yanis in Kos or in Rhodos. Re Yanni, do you have your kaiki? Because I have 12 Swedish clients. So the people, when you have to survive and you have to think of the future of your children, it doesn't matter who is the president of my country and telling me that I have to hate you. Why do I have to
it's very strange. Why do we have to depend on, I don't know, the wheat from Ukraine or oil from
All
Russia?
of a sudden there is wheat. All of a sudden there is wheat. Malaka, and all this time there was no wheat in Ukraine. Now there is wheat. And I went to the video, I tell you, there is one of Dzimis videos that I talk about the boob. So what is the boob?
Before you continue, let me, because I should have done this in the beginning. This is, you said yesterday that you had Juta?
Juta
rakia?
Juta, yeah.
You never drank rakia before? You have Tsiporo in Greece.
But the Juta is different. The Juta
it's
is
out
different.
Of grapes. Tsiporo is made out of what?
Tsiporo is white, it's transparent. The Juta is a little bit yellow, orange.
Yeah, it depends on color. So this is my father's rakia.
Really?
My father's Tsiporo, when he talks with his friend Takis from Larissa, he's always saying Έχουμε πολύ ωραίο τσιπόρο. Έχουμε πολύ λιτρό.
Ωραία. Πάμε.
So now you should try this because this is for the welcome part because you're coming for. Op.
Ρε μεγάλε, ρε μεγάλε, this is the antidote. This is better than.
Just a little bit. This is very strong.
This is better than
55%.
It's better than Pfizer and AstraZeneca. With this you don't catch the COVID.
This is the theory. This is the theory of my father.
This is the natural antidote.
We all had COVID, and he got like for 2 days nothing. And I was like, did you pass through COVID? Did you make tests? Yeah, but nothing. Are you sure that you know? No, but you know what is my thing? Yeah, I drink rakia every day. And he is convinced that this is healing him all the time.
Tell him I agree with him. I agree with him.
Тоа е навистина јака ракија. Ова е еден од спонзорите кои што не плаќаат ништо во оваа емисија, а тоа е ракијата на мојот татко.
Ракија, прекукурот.
And now please, Senor Dzimis, let's make a small break for our sponsors.
Fantastic.
Just a half a minute. Еве повторно назад, имаме надеж за повеќе спонзори. We are hoping that we will have many sponsors, so this way it lasted that long, you know.
Yeah, this is how people help culture. No, it's instead of being the commercial break, it's a minute of silence for the death of sponsors.
but we hope that they will come. We're really hoping. We're negotiating like, you know, Palestinians and Israelis, like Russians and Ukrainians, and hopefully one day they will come.
Maybe one day you get one of these Russian oligarchs, you know, to invest in.
Actually, the name of the podcast is Verbalium Vodcast, Videocast. So vodka. Maybe some vodka will
marketing.
Marketing.
Very genius. Yeah. The name is very genious. You have to attract.
Come on, maybe some or one-off vodka will come. Who knows?
Who knows?
So. Please, sorry for interrupting you. You wanted to tell a joke.
Yes, a joke. No, it was a reality. It's a joke because my humor is satire. I don't do the
Our reality is joke every day.
I don't do really the normal stand-up comedy because it's really, for me, comedians, stand-up comedians, they are the new philosophers because they observe nature, you know, situations, and then they make it funny because you either cry or you laugh. Sincerely, I prefer to laugh. So post Batmanakis, I did a video, which here in the Balkans, they shared it a lot. I said, if you expect the European Union to help you, Malaka, you believe in God. I don't know. You think that maybe, I don't know, Madonna is still virgin, or I don't know, one of the Kardashians will be invited to the Vatican. You believe, I don't know, in the sex of angels. Who is going to help us? The International Monetary Fund? No. The Arab League? Who? The African Union? No. So I say we have to create the boob. You know, the boob in English is the tits. We have to create the boob. So they say, Malaka Dzimis, what is the boob? The boob is the Balkan organism of Batmanakis. So we will create a small European Union within the European Union. You know, it's a spin-off. It's why? Because we have, who are we? The usual. The Greeks, the Serbians, the Croatians, Montenegro, the Macedonians, the this, the other. We have the situation in Kosovo. Let's see what happens there, because Kosovo, I think there's going to be a nice party. In 2-3 years, maybe a nice party. And we have to help each other. How do we help each other? Megale, open the frontiers. The commercial frontiers. No taxes between us. No taxes between us.
This is actually what we've done with Serbia and Albania.
Yeah, but it should be the Balkans. The Balkans.
Yeah.
Because we don't have oil, Megale. You know, we don't have gas. We don't have the army the divided states of America have. Megale, we are a lot of small countries, geographically, physically connected. No borders, no taxes. You know, like you go from Switzerland to Switzerland, no. In the Schengen, no borders, no taxes.
This was the main problem with my band in 2010, 8, and 7. We needed like visa for Slovakia, visa for Czech Republic, because we were not part of EU, visa for Switzerland, Schengen visa, and we used to get like 5 types of visa just to go on a tour, you know, to make like 10 gigs. It was crazy, and we used to stand up like 2 or 3 days in front of German embassy, Slovakian embassy, blah blah blah, to go on a tour.
This is a killer. This is a killer.
And after Yugoslavia split it up, this is also a funny situation with the borders. I go to Niš, Serbia, which is like 1 hour, or to Thessaloniki, whatever. Even though Greece was a part of EU, but going in ex-Yugoslavia, which was my country, and crossing 5 borders, let's say, to play.
To play music.
To play music with Atakarnet. You know what is Atakarnet?
No.
It's a document for the instruments you have. So besides police officers, you have to show this document to the customs. And he's like, you know how it is on the Balkans. Wait, perimene, pende minute. And you have to wait like hour, 2, 3, because she don't want to fill this document. He has his coffee or beer or whatever, you know.
He's finishing at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I will leave this problem for the other one.
Yeah, this was the situation on the Serbian-Hungarian border. And he was like singing to me. You cannot do it now because we're changing. Smena. He was
This
singing.
is a classic.
And I had to wait like 3 hours.
I'm finishing in 1 hour.
Yeah, what the fuck?
For my colleague. And then the colleague comes.
What? He was waiting till 2. Oh, but it's not my turn now.
Yeah.
Come on, man, I was waiting for half an hour. I don't know. Smena. Like he's singing and going, you know.
This is a classic.
What the fuck, man? It was like a joke. So it's very, very crazy what we created from the Balkans. So many borders, so many. Do you think we can change it someday?
Look, I tell you, I'm not an expert. I'm just talking as a normal citizen, you know, from the mass, from the people. I'm a normal guy. I'm sure there are economical experts in this, but no borders, no taxes, import-export, no taxes, no borders and no visas for working permits. Transportation, whether it be train or airports or planes, a special fare within the Balkans, but people from residents, nationality of the Balkans. Not that you have the usual wise guy from Sweden. No, I will go to Dubrovnik because over there I'm going to take a plane to Athens because over there the tickets are cheaper.
Yeah.
No, Remegale, you have to be from Serbia, not Jorgan Sorensen. You know, because if you make traveling cheaper, people travel more. And if they travel more, there is currency moving. And if there is currency moving, there is currency being spent.
This is the biggest pain.
For example, you say, oh no, Malaka, the Greeks, we don't have money to travel. Okay, we don't have money. I only have 500 euros for this summer to travel. Whatever. But if you have 50,000 Greeks with 500 euros, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if you have 50,000 Serbians with 500 euros to go on holidays, I don't know, to do here, it's a lot of money. So, you know, if you make traveling cheaper with a special fare within the Balkans, people will travel more. This is pure logic. Obviously not the rich people who go, no, I went to Dubai and I went to Miami and I went to Maldives.
Let's say, for example, they don't have high payments, but everybody has 500 euros for a holiday. Even more, 1,000. Okay. When we go to Halkidiki, we spend.
Okay. 100,000 people with 500 euros.
Yeah.
Count.
Yeah.
Count.
That's the point.
And then the Croatians, the this, the other, and money starts moving, and restaurants start making money, and gas stations start making money, and small hotels start making money, little businesses start, and then you start slowly.
This is the idea of United States of Balkans. Let's get to the different team. You're also a musician.
Yes.
You're playing in you're unlucky you didn't came with them in December. It was
yes,
planned to be done.
It was planned to come the Dzimis Tsapas.
Funk-off band.
Funk-off.
The Dzimis Tsapas funk-off band.
Funk-off, because it goes with my humor. You know, I don't have filters.
But it's very serious talking about the style you have. It's like not smooth jazz, but let's say a little bit of free jazz, a little bit of funk, a little bit
it's jazz funk.
Jazz funk, yeah.
Yes.
Which are your idols, let's say, in music? Weather Report, bands like this, or?
For example, the style could be Weather Report. For example, Jeff Lorber, Marcus Miller.
Marcus Miller is
we move there.
Yeah.
You know, we move there in that type of that type of.
But you're living in
genre.
Spain. You're playing with them in Spain, or you're
Yes,
traveling.
yes,
You're doing some tours or something.
Playing in Madrid in clubs and stuff like that. These guys who are in the band.
It's kind of like international lineup you have there.
Yes, but these
One
guys.
is Italian, one is Spanish.
There is Spanish. There's one from Czechia actually. There's one Cuban. But the rest of the guys, me, I'm a catastrophe. You know, I'm only there because I am Dzimis.
No, you're playing guitar.
No, I'm only there because I am Dzimis.
Dzimis е лажно скромен, свири гитара добро. Ωραίο.
They had me there like this, you know, like the poor Greek. Ela, Malaka, Dzimis, play something. Isi Malakas, play something with us and play a little bit. The rest of the guys are, they play with the, this is true. They are legends. They play with the top Spanish pop stars. They go on tour and blah, blah, blah. But we created this band because, as you can see, I am not 23 years old anymore.
You don't look like.
No, I am 25. I am 25. Okay. And the rest of the guys are also 25, 26. They have an incredible, this is true, amazing musical career. They are legends. Some of them are legends. And you reach a point that you say, I would like to do the music I always dreamt of doing, no? I do the tours with the blah, blah, blah. I cannot say their names here because they're very famous. The artists that hire them, because they take them for the tours. But it's just to make money. When you go with famous singers and famous blah, blah,
You're
blah.
also a percussionist.
Yeah, I am percussionist, which is a problem because I cannot masturbate in silence.
So if you don't...
You know, whenever I masturbate, they always catch me.
And if you hear some...
It's like I have an alarm, and they know, Dzimis, what are you doing? Nothing, I'm watching Netflix.
I'm playing PlayStation.
I'm playing with my joystick.
There was a joke about joystick?
Yes, with the joystick.
Ако не слушате нещо добро, да знаете, тоа е заради неговите перкусионистички. If you don't hear anything very well during the show, it's because Dzimis is into percussionist.
Yeah, individual group therapy. I call masturbation individual group therapy. Please, children above 18, do not watch this program.
Yeah, we'll say it in the end.
Yeah, don't watch this program. And it's very funny, you know, this is the crazy things, you know. I don't know, above 16, above 18, you know, in Netflix and HBO, you know, they're like this. And they have to tell you, in this series you have sex, nudity, alcohol consumption, you know, they're very with the laws. Well, like you have YouPorn, any child 14 years old has YouPorn here for free.
Yeah, it cannot be controlled. We're talking about that in some other shows.
And you tell him in the movie, no, watch alcohol consumption.
It was not like that in the past. You had like when you buy a LP or CD, there was a like parental advisory explicitly blah blah. So you have to tell your parent to come with you and to say, yeah, you can buy this. But today it's all like spread like this.
But they have the world here. They have the world. They have the world here, and we have to watch it because in this series, police series, you will see a breast. So if your child is 14, he can be traumatized. Your child is masturbating with you porn every day when you are at work. Timuleze, what are you telling me now? So these are the paradoxes of life.
We're talking about the music.
Bringing back to the music. So we were going to come in December. I do the Dzimis Tsapas show just one night in Skopje, and then we were going to give a concert with the Dzimis Tsapas.
It was not a part of festival. It should have been just
only me.
Okay.
Well, only me. Dzimis Tsapas and
friends. Okay.
And friends with the different characters I have. Yesterday only one came out, but someone from the production had a very unfortunately he's okay now. He had a very serious health problem. And immediately I said, stop everything. We stop everything. First your health. First the health. The rest.
Because you have been through.
I've been through situations. You
know how it is.
The rest is Chinese philosophy. First the health, especially when there are children and you have children. First the health. So he got better. And he called me for the festival, the Skopje Comedy Festival, but he said, Zimi, I cannot put the band because it's all comedians from Serbia, from Croatia, from Macedonia. Actually, one of them, this is a message for you. Nikola Todorovsky was very funny.
He will be a guest. He should have been today, but he has some commitments, so he cannot come.
Yesterday, we created the first cultural bridge between Macedonia and Greece. Who? Nikola Todorovsky and Dzimis. So this is a message for the European Union, the NATO, the Arab League, and Playboy magazine. We are in the car like this. This is a true story, eh? This is a true story. So we are talking like this with Nicola. Hey, Nicola, this, I don't know what to say. I'm a little bit nervous, blah, 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 because you know how the public is going. Jimmy, relax now. Take down your gaki and show them your souvlaki.
It was very funny how you started the show with one nasty word.
Yes.
Like they were talking to you to go, not to go. You had a talk with your mother. Where are you going? Dzimis, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because the situation of a Greek coming to Macedonia for a show, you know, it's like a Palestinian going to give a concert in Jerusalem. Or one of these guys with a tortellini, you know, Shlomo Benheim, completely radical, going to Gaza to give a punk concert. Certain things don't match, no? Or I don't know, what I said yesterday, it's like Jeffrey Epstein giving a conference on pedophilia in the Vatican. Certain things are difficult. So they were calling me from the organization. Malaka, Jimmy, come to Macedonia. I want to come, but I don't know. I come, I don't come, I come.
Should they kill me?
Are they going to kill me? Are they going to find my body there? Or my you know, friends telling me, no, in Macedonia they are cannibals. Yeah, but Malaka, maybe I am lucky in the production they are vegetarian or vegan. Why are they going to eat meat? Eh? No, they're going to kill you. They are barbarians. Still, Malaka, they're going to kill me. So after having heard many haters, I said, you know what? Prekukurot, I'm going to Macedonia. Cut, parental advisory.
Parental advisory, ако имате под 18 това шоу не беше. But this is a good word for we're using very often for many things. When you got
I got up to here of this back and forth because now this is the serious part. Before it was not serious, it was Dzimis, now is the other Dzimis, the serious one. I reached a point that I felt I was a hostage of this political bullshit. And this hostage was situation, Greeks, Macedonia, Greeks. It was contaminating me. It was contaminating my freedom as an artist. And as artists and sports people, we have to be above political ideologies, above religious ideologies. Why? Because we are artists. When I see a comedian or a musician, I don't care if you are from Turkey, if you are Muslim, if you are Jewish, if you are from Anchorage, if you are from Mozambique, Tierra del Fuego or Vladivostok. I don't care. You are a musician, I'm a musician as well, let's talk. And I think this brotherhood in certain professional areas should be transported metaphorically to society. I am here with Petar, my friend, you're a musician, an artist. I am proud that you're Macedonian and I'm learning about your culture and I hope you learn a little bit about mine as well. But you know Greeks very, very well. I am never going to say, Bobo, I don't know if I'm going to speak to Peter because he's Macedonian. I'm going to call him North Macedonian. And then we start with the bullshit. I am completely opposite.
You had a very good point yesterday in the end of your show, talking about young Macedonians and Greeks getting...
In many of my videos, together. I like to leave at the end something for people to think about. So, you know, I joke and I do the satire.
Or as our politicians would say, the people of our countries.
Yeah, our countries.
Our country and your country all together. Our people, your people.
This is what you told me before. It shocked me, because they are afraid of saying, if I say North Macedonia, I have to say it for the European Union and the United Nations.
Officially, unofficially, blah, blah.
But inside my country, they're going to kill me. But if I say Macedonia for inside my country, they're going to kill me the United Nations. So what do I say? Our country. So you have a new country called our country.
When we played for the first time with my band, we played a lot on the Balkans, Switzerland, France, anywhere else in Europe, never to Greece, you know. So in 2012 2013, there was a huge Balkan festival in Block 303, and it was like, there was like audience of 1,000 people. And it was like first time, and I was excited like you yesterday. For the first time you're going to Greece, even though I went to Thessaloniki 1,000 times going on shopping, Peria, Nea Mechaniona, blah blah.
When you act, it's different.
But we are acting, and for the first time we are a band from Macedonia, or as it says on the poster, Firom, you know, like former Yugoslav Republic. Okay, but it was official, and I didn't know what to say when we came up on the stage. 1,000 people, many of them Greeks, half of them at least Greeks, many tourists and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck should I say now? Where are we from? When you go to a holiday, you can meet a guy that is a bit. You can meet a guy, Greek guy that doesn't understand this this question and says no, he Macedonia, he Malaga. But when we played, and I was like, it was an interesting crowd, and I said like, hello everyone, we are Super Hicks playing for 20 years, and as you say here, we're from Firom. But when we say we are from Macedonia, so I hope you will have a nice time playing here. Anyway, but whoa, the party went, everything fine, and we were like, what the fuck, man, what is going on?
It's crazy. That at the end, between the people, there is no, you don't have this issue. And obviously, yesterday I was emotionally, I was very involved because the Greek, as if I was ambassador of anything. When I am the last monkey
the joke with Vero was very, very good. They told him like you're the first Greek stepping in Skopje after what are Malaga first Greek Vero Jumbo, you know
which is a reality.
You know the beers, the Coca-Cola is all Greek.
Yeah.
It's Hellenic. What is the name of the firm? I don't know, but it's all Greek.
But they changed the name.
The petrol station was Greek. Okta, everything was Greek at one point. So, but we have a problem. You know?
We have a problem. Officially, we have a problem. But close the door. We talk business.
The roads they built, to Greece. It's also, what was this guy named? He was after that found into some criminal actions. Greek guy. Actor. Yeah. He was doing the roads for main parts of Macedonia and stuff like this.
But this is the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
This is the hypocrisy of life.
Talking about the money, we can find a solution. And
money has no color.
And corruption also.
And corruption as well, because if we can do the business and we all make money,
I will give you
there is no political problem.
Yeah.
There is no identity problem. I will call you Macedonian, I will call you Adidas if you want, I will call you Schwarzenegger, whatever you want. Let's make money. Then there is no problem.
For $1 million.
There is no problem. So maybe the thing is that money and corruption is the biggest democracy in the world. Everybody agrees. If we are going to make money, we all think the same.
No money, problem.
So this is situation. And yesterday, because in a lot of my videos, what I was saying before, I try, in all humbleness, I try, brother. Thank you for inviting me to your program. It's my honor. I try to drop something so that people, after watching the video, they say, they think a little bit, which is why, the Greek genius think about it, so that people think a little bit. I think as a comedian or someone who allegedly touches a few thousand people, there is a responsibility. You cannot say stupid things. You can say stupid jokes, but you cannot put the oil in the fire. This I am totally against, what I told you before, fanatism. And what I said yesterday at the end, which came from my heart, nothing was prepared, but I was very touched by the people in the theater, is that I hope, because our generation, we are contaminated. We are contaminated by what happened 20 years ago, it's more like years. You are contaminated, all of you, by the Yugoslavian war.
30 years we're living in a transition,
it's a transition 30 years.
30 years.
In 32 years you will be like Cuba. You will be like Cuba. And I said, I honestly hope that the young Macedonians, this generation, and the next one, and the next one, and the young generation of Greeks will understand that not only are we physically neighbors, we are ethnically cousins or brothers, or call it however you want, because we share thousands of years of history.
Traditions, culture, everything.
Thousands of years of history. Because before us, you think history started with us. Malaka, you are that egocentric.
This is the main problem of all the Balkan people. Everything,
Before there is no history.
There was a newspaper which every of the ex-Yugoslavian part says the Bosnians are the older people on the Balkans. Next one, The Macedonians are the old ancient people on the Balkans. Then Serbs. Serbians are the greatest nation in the world. Blah blah. Everybody has a story like this.
This is something that happens very often in many countries. To justify your existence in the present, you try to appropriate history. No, history belongs to me. History belongs to you. Here for thousands of years, there were tribes moving, invading, killing, raping. What are you telling me now? What are you telling me? Like now, Vladimir, again, we go back to Ukraine. No, we are going to denazify. Ukraine is a completely artificial country.
40 million people.
Artificial country, 40 million people. Then, okay, 90% of Africa, all the countries have to disappear because they're artificial. 90% of the Middle East has to disappear because it's artificial. What is this type of mentality? And if anybody historically could claim that Kiev is theirs, it's the Norwegians and the Denmark, because Kiev was created by the Valer, the Vikings.
Yeah.
So don't tell the Rus, no, because this was ours. This was yours when? 19th century. In the 15th century, this was the Vikings.
It's the same issue talking about who was and who owns the rights to have the Alexander the Great as a...
Another Malakia. Another Malakia, because...
2000
this I can put myself in problems. I can put myself in problems with Macedonians and with Greeks. It's like no. He was Macedonian. No, he was Greek. Look at the guy lived in an area, a region called Macedonia. Okay, the region. Now you're going to tell me no, but he lived in the kilometer 72, which is today Macedonia, and the Greek is going to say no. He also had an apartment in the kilometer 53. Where he had the Wi-Fi and he used to see his lover because the guy was gay. So we are fighting for a gay, and this is not homophobia. It's the LGBTIQ community. It's not homophobia. Ρε παιδιά, what are you telling me, να πούμε? What are you telling me? No, he used to go on holidays in the Macedonian area. Yeah, but for Christmas and New Year he was going down to Piraeus. And now we're going to start the bullshit. Sorry, παιδιά. How many millions are you here?
Not two. We used to be two with the
2 million in Macedonia, 15 million in Greece. You have 17 million people 3,000 years later fighting for a guy who has been dead 3,000 years for his name. What are you telling me? What are you telling me? So the Mexicans and the Americans, what should they say? And the Native Americans, what should they say?
They should start the war or California.
Yeah, I don't want the name of United States of America has to change. I don't like it, no, because it's going to be the former, like Firom, former Native American country. The same as it's going to be like this. Or Australia, former Aborigine country. Australia, I don't like.
He's like the guy from the gyros shop in Katerini. When I said, "Where are you guys from?" During the protests. We're from the north. From the north? Yeah, from the north. Where from the north? From the north. That was it. I stopped there. Because I didn't know what to say. If I offend him, I get into argue, and I was like, we're from the north.
But this is
looking at me like this. Shh, I was telling him.
I know you're telling me the truth because I know you, but this is surrealistic.
He was all in, цел прощалници ме праша човек го остана вака. Sweden, Iceland? No, he doesn't look like one. Iceland? No. Alaska?
This sounds like a dialogue out of the movie Lord of the Rings. Where are you from the north? The land of the north. Which land? On the west of the Hobbit. You know the Hobbit?
Nicola made a good joke last night, your colleague.
Yeah.
Like, where are you from? When they ask him in Germany, well, I'm from the southeastern part of Western Balkans, coming from North Macedonia.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
it's all the Balkans. Dzimis, it was nice to have you here.
My honor.
We had so many issues to talk about, but we will wait for you to come again with your pen.
I hope.
Because you're traveling from Madrid to Athens. Today you're going to Athens.
This was the first contact, Peter. It was to break the ice. To break the ice, I'm sure there will be a shock wave, a small, very small percentage of a negative shock wave of my presence here and how I talk without filters, because I don't like hypocrisy.
Let's be honest, we still have people here and in Greece, not not agreeing with what's happening. So I had this kind of situations also in Greece, but also in Macedonia, talking about that we have to get closer with Greeks and exchange and everything. This Balkan.
I've had insults and threats from people from Macedonia, but it's a small percentage, completely residual.
You cannot take it serious.
You don't take it seriously. So this was breaking the ice, getting to know each other, hopefully opening a new bridge. Hopefully, even if it's a small bridge, it's still a bridge. Even if you only pass one donkey, it's still something. It's better than nothing. I hope
it would be a shame if we don't do it because we're so close.
I hope I will come back with the Dzimis Tsapas just one night in Skopje, and I do hope I will bring the band Funk Off with the rest of the guys and play with the Macedonian musicians, just like I've played with many musicians from other countries.
I wanted to take you, but you're leaving today. I have a gig today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, so you're missing the most interesting days. But when you come back, you will do a jam session together.
I promise.
And we'll have a long gig for 2 or 3 hours, if you can stand it. With your disc problems.
Yes, I will take Viagra to stand it.
Okay.
To stand it.
So,
to make it stand.
Ова беше уште едно издание на Verbalium. Пред да ги слушнеме Хајка, едни од поновите ослужувања на македонската музичка сцена, Евхаристо Поликири, Dzimis. And for the end, I would like to hear what do you think about slapping Will Smith slapping what was his name? No, Chris Rock on the Oscars.
Chris Rock.
Yeah.
You caught me like this without anesthesia. Well, I'll tell you what I think. What I think is that in this case, when a black slaps a black, there is no Black Lives Matters. You know?
Yeah.
Only blacks can call blacks niggers. Only a Jewish can call a Jewish Jewish. Only an Arab can call an Arab Arab. And when a black slaps a black in front of 2 billion people audience, there is no problem. It was Will Smith. You know, the guy in the movie.
Brad Pitt?
If it was Brad Pitt would be in jail now in Alabama. Black Lives Matters. Another thing, imagine Chris Rock was gay. He slapped a black and a gay, so you had the gay pride and the Black Lives Matters. Imagine Chris Rock was black, gay, and Jewish. So, he's been...
Triple problem.
It's an absolute stupidity. So he went out of his... he did a stupidity, unfortunately, in front of the cameras. The other one was very disrespectful to a disease, they say. It was a situation of bullshit, and they created a bigger bullshit. But I would like you to think about this. What would have happened if a white guy would have slapped Chris Rock? What would have happened?
Chaos.
Civil war. Civil war. Black Lives Matters.
Black Lives Matters.
But not between blacks, it doesn't matter.
Евхаристо Кири.
Его Фесто.
Dzimis Tsapas, го очекуваме во Скопје наскоро да ни дојде, уживајте со Хајка и се гледаме наскоро. We expect you to come again soon.
I promise.
Јас.
Super program.